Hey, what's going on there, everybody? This is Samuel from JVS Media and Productions. I am talking about the assessment. This is straight from TIFF 2024. This is starring Alicia Vikander, Elizabeth Olsen, and Hamish Patel. The backdrop of it is that Hamish and Elizabeth's characters, Mia and Ayan, are attempting to try to have a child. Now, this is a distant future, and they, are pretty well off, financially, and they want to take this step to being parents. Well, now there's a law that basically says that you cannot have a child unless gone through the appropriate processes, checks and balances, and approved by the government to allow this to happen. So you have an assessor. That's by Alicia Vikander's character, Virginia, that is assessing whether or not they are fit to be parents, and basically is the final say whether or not they can. This was insane. First off, the way that they handled the technology and the backdrop and the location, it felt like this dystopian desert location that was secluded off by a dome. That's the best way I can kind of describe it. They handled like the progression between scenes of the beach, scenes at his lab, scenes at their home, scenes that are just around the area very well. Even the greenhouse, like it all felt like specific locations that like felt real and tangible. And I think a part of that also is the location where they shot this, because it always felt like very bleak, but at the same exact time, there are moments that were pops of colors and certain moments that were comedic and certain moments that like were fitting for the setting where they're trying to embrace something very different within the realms of the world that is just chaotic. The other side of this is just the way that they handled the acting and the presentation of the characters. Alicia Vikander's character is equally malicious and snake-like, and at times very captivating, loving, connectable, and childish. And it's just, you love to hate her version of this character. Like, she is playing it so well, because to be the assessor, it means that there's so many different levels of how that she can assess them, whether or not they fail or pass. And it's just handled with such, oh man, I don't even know how to really describe it. This is one of her best acting performances, in my personal opinion. Now, Elizabeth Olsen and Hamish Patel have great chemistry, but there's something that's going on with Hamish's character, that the way they kind of handling the technology behind it and the implications behind what he's actually working on is just so thrilling. Like I was kind of just like, what does this mean? And just the small, subtle uses of technology and what technology does to counterbalance a person's emotional perspective and kind of what that actually looks like. And I think that they handled the different questions very well. Questions in the terms of should and how they look like for a person to be assessed whether or not they're a fit parent. That's a huge question. And then on top of that, it's kind of like, who should be the determining factor with that? Who should be the gatekeeper of that? Like, those kind of questions are just so fascinating. They're so well woven into the storyline that I was just fascinated by. This is directed well, this was acted well, this was engaging, and it's gonna make you ask those really hard questions while at the same time infuriating you that you have to go through even thinking about these questions. I rate this at a 8.5 to a 9 out of 10. I think this is a really good film, well acted, well presented. I think the third act is a little rough in the sense of kind of how people's perception is on what they're expecting it to be. But I think as far as what I knew it was going to be, I think this is a really good ride. Let me know what you guys think about the assessment. Again, I have a lot more content coming from TIFF 2024. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace, people.